All right. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and this is review number 2 of the day. And this is Disney's The Haunted Mansion. Already in the chat, we have Aerial Ballet, The Muppet Haunted Mansion. This better be good. you know, uh, Unfortunately, no Muppets this time, but we do have a Jedi. And here's our pal Jedi Bill. Welcome back, Bill.
Hello. Hello there. Thank you.
All righty. Well, this is, again, another movie that Bill wanted to review together. And this is an interesting one because this is a movie that I originally was not going to see. But, Bill thought there might be a little something to it and wanted to review it. So I said, yeah, all right. I'd be willing to give it a look. And again, as with our previous film, this was a movie that was sent to me by a individual who kind of looked like Keith Richards and stumbled around a bit. And it said something about having to go to Tortuga, so I let him go. And so yeah, this is Disney's The Haunted Mansion.
This film,
mm-hmm.
Why I wanted to review this one, because it's shocking on how good it is. I was literally shocked on how good this film is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's not woke. All the actors in it are spectacular and amazing. And it's like, holy shit. They got something right here. I mean, if you've been to Disneyland or Disney World, this is like fanfare for the ride, but it gets it better than the 2003 Eddie Murphy film. And I came away from this film saying, wow, I'm pleasantly surprised on how good and what a great job they did. And it didn't bother me at all that it had another strong black or politically correct African American cast. It was every actor in this is spectacular and amazing, and they did a great job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really did. And thank you, Resolute Germ, for joining us. He says, no Muppets, no Eddie Murphy, no thanks. Perfectly understandable. I have not seen either of those films. So, and of course, I having never been to Disneyland or Disney World, I haven't ridden any of the rides. So this is a movie I went pretty much blind into. And Aerial Ballet asking, did you have such low expectations that it blew you out of the water? Yeah.
I went in. I think I went in with no expectations, but came out surprised on how well for Disney, the corporation who has been getting everything wrong and been doing everything wrong and mocking the general public. It's like how the hell did they figure out to get this one right? Was that because it's such fan service to the actual ride and shows more of the ride and just on all levels knocks it out of the park? It's hugely shocking how well they did this one.
So I take it you're familiar with the ride?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my most favorite rides at Disneyland are the Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hmm.
And every detail from the mansion, the ride in Disneyland or at Disneyland, is in this movie. It's there. More apparent than the Eddie Murphy film from 2003. And it does it so much better than it does everything better than the 2003 movie. And like I said, the acting in this is spectacular and amazing. That's This is a fun film. It's an incredibly fun, family enjoyable film, and worth having a look in the theaters. I'm shocked to say that. It's worth having a look
Yeah.
in the theaters. I'm gonna convince because I want Nina. I think Nina's gonna really enjoy this film. I'm gonna
Yeah, I
try to
think she
get
might.
her to go to see the film, and I think she's gonna really, really enjoy it
Mhm.
because I enjoyed it.
All right. To Bobby Wald in the chat, he says that we saw Haunted Mansion at your drive-in last week. Yeah, I'm glad that you're supporting a drive-in. Excellent.
That is excellent.
This is it wasn't bad, but then again, I don't know if I lowered my expectations for Disney so low or that this is actually great. This is a good movie. I was really very surprised. I think Bill might have liked it a little bit better than I did because he's going to get some, like I said, mine not being familiar with the ride or the previous films. He's going to see things in this that I didn't necessarily. I'm kind of going into it relatively blind. I am really surprised I'm saying this. Disney got this one right, folks.
Yep.
This is a good movie. And it is a lot of fun. The acting is very good. It's a really there's a very good cast, including some cameos by people who are not mentioned in the main, who you don't see in any of the trailers or anything, and we'll get to that. But yeah, this is actually a fun one. It's a good story. It's got a decent cast. No politics in it whatsoever.
Not woke. Fun for all ages.
This is a family movie. This is what Disney used to do.
Yes, exactly. This is what Disney used to be great at, and for some reason has moved away from.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be doing. They could easily recover if they make films like this one.
Mm-hmm.
But if they put out stuff like this, they could have a huge turnaround, which they desperately need to do.
Ariel Comet says, of course, now I'm seeing Jedi Bill stumbling out of the theater screaming, it was good, then dropping down to his knees and cries tears of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is so few and far between. He says, now we need them to make an Indiana Jones movie, since that's also a ride. I mean, I'm sure they can't mess up an Indiana Jones movie.
I have never ridden. When I last went to Disneyland was in the 90s. I would think it was 90, 91-ish. So when I went to go to Disneyland, I don't think the Indiana Jones ride was open, or when I went, maybe the ride was closed for maintenance and pissed me off, something like that. But I know the Haunted Mansion, the ride, and this movie it's a fanfare to the ride itself, and highly very entertaining film. Very enjoyable.
Now, being as we are, being YouTubers, we've had much to say against Disney.
Oh, yeah.
For some of the things they've done for the movies they've released that were less than great. And the whole idea is we want to see Disney return to what it once was. This movie is a return to that level of quality that we have missed over the last 10 years or so. Area Ballet says Indiana Jones Ride opened in 95.
Okay.
And you mean you guys don't like those live action remakes? No. Yeah.
Well,
They're not my cup of tea. Bobby Walt says, now if Disney can make a Matterhorn movie, if it's as good as this, I'm down.
But...
So yeah, now understand me going in. This is a movie I did not want to see. And when Bill suggested it, I was like, I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah,
because I didn't think I would want to see it.
No,
and then I viewed it, and I was shocked at how good and fun this film, genuinely fun this film is. That's why I said we need to review it, because it's a fun film. It's a great film. Where Disney's usually making bad choices and going the other way and spreading their message and their politics. This has none of that. None. Complete fan service to the ride.
Mm-hmm. And we need to see Disney get back to making hand-drawn animation again. Yeah, we do. Or how about It's a Small World movie with only that song on an hour and a half loop? Ariel, I am going to need you at this time to put down the whiskey and step away.
Yeah.
Because, that's when you take a sledgehammer to the projector, I don't think we need the song to be playing on a loop.
No, you
don't. Disney didn't do a whole lot of advertising for this movie because I didn't know about it until we got to the drive-in. It was either Haunted Mansion or Barbie.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this movie is Citizen Kane compared to Barbie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of advertising about it.
They do. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't advertise this.
They buried this movie.
I think they were ashamed of this movie. They should praise this movie. They should.
This is a return to quality, a return to basics. This is a movie that is not preachy or woke. You can take your kids to see it. You don't have to shield your kids away from it. Now, if I did have issues with this movie, and I do, there are some things that I have problems with. One of them is runtime. I think it's too long.
Yeah, they could have shortened it a little.
I think they could have shortened it. There's a section in the second act, and when we get to it, I'll explain what that is. There is a sequence that I think could have been cut, and it would have it would have tightened things up. You know, this movie, sans credits, is probably around an hour and 55 minutes, and they could have easily taken 20 minutes off. And I don't think it would have hurt the movie all that much. I bet they thought it was going to flop because of Eddie Murphy's movie. Again, I didn't see the Eddie Murphy version, can't judge. Bill, have you seen the Eddie Murphy version?
Yes.
And how did that compare?
Well, the Eddie Murphy one was silly and over the top, and well, easily forgettable. It didn't honor the ride like this film does. The Eddie Murphy film had nothing, didn't have, from what I can remember, anything to do with a ride where this one stands out. If you're a fan of the Haunted Mansion, the ride at Disneyland or Disney World, I have never been to Disney World, but I have been to Disneyland. I've ridden the Haunted Mansion several times, and this is complete fan service for the ride, and the film tells a great story, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Cool. Resolute Germ says it does get advertised, but most of us don't watch regular TV anymore, so we don't see it. That's also true. But yeah. I really didn't see, even online, they didn't. I didn't see a big advertising push for this movie.
There's
the way that I saw for Barbie or Oppenheimer or Sound of Freedom or anything like that.
On Roku to go see this film out in the theaters. Like if you have a Roku player, there's a little advertisement for it on the Roku players, Roku devices. Other than that, I didn't. And sometimes YouTube, I think, might have an ad about this film.
About 2-hour movie. Oh, that's okay. You can judge.
Hey.
Yeah. Harry Ballet says, let's put it this way. The Muppet version of Haunted Mansion was better, and it was only on Disney Plus. Yeah, I didn't see the Muppet version. Did you?
I never did see the Muppet Haunted Mansion, so I have no comparison there. Sorry, folks.
The only thing it had to do with the ride was the hanging of that guy. What guy? Yeah, I guess he's talking about the other version.
The Eddie Murphy version.
Don't know. Didn't like I said, I didn't see it. So, and hello to Big Al Presents. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Big Al.
All right. And Big Al, I DM'd your Twitter. So DM'd you on Twitter. So get a look at that when you get a chance. Yeah. Okay. Basically, here is the story. You have this a single mother along with her son moves from New York to Louisiana. Moves into the aforementioned Haunted Mansion, and winds up hiring this kind of motley crew of Ghostbusters, as it were, to team up and go after the kind of find out the hell's going on with all these ghosts.
Look,
and it's go ahead, Bill.
this film stars
Mhm.
Jared Leto as the Hatbox Ghost.
Mhm.
Lakeith Stanfield is the main actor in the film. It also has Owen Wilson, which surprisingly, he does this Owen Wilson thing and is great. And Jamie Lee Curtis plays Madame Leota, and then Danny DeVito as the professor. Somewhat comic relief, but
Yeah, he's Danny DeVito basically.
yeah.
He just does it better than he usually does. Yeah, very, very funny character. This professor who's also kind of really into architecture. He's kind of, in a lot of ways, he's kind of like Ray from Ghostbusters, I would say. He's got the goods on like all the occult type stuff and how the architecture of the house kind of figures into things, and and gets to the point where it's not just this house. It's kind of, there are other houses that are like this, and he's kind of, so he is kind of attacking it from this kind of scientific angle. It's kind of fun and interesting, to be honest. And that's the thing, you can see all of the points of view of the character, and they all do have their very strong, points of view. You have DeVito's character who's looking at it from this kind of scientific angle. You have the Tiffany Haddish character, who's this supposed to be this psychic fortune teller. You have the religious angle, kind of, sort of, from Owen Wilson, and then you have Lakeith Stanfield, who's kind of at a point in his life where he's not really buying into any of those things, because he is
His
a guy
character's
who has who is this recluse and has shut himself off from the world, and we get this opening scene with him where we see that he's an astrophysicist, I think.
Yeah, but he
said, yeah,
to make ends meet, he's giving walking tours.
Yeah.
And in New Orleans there, and like, why he's only doing it, he doesn't really like people, and he's supposed to be this ghost expert, and when he like gets agitated when people ask him about ghosts and whatnot, and just angered.
Yeah.
But
so you have these 5 very distinctive, points of view. Well, really 6, because then you have Rosario Dawson, who's the mother, who's the homeowner, and he's like, look, I just want to get these things out of here. These ghosts won't let us leave. They follow us everywhere. And that's the thing that happens, is that once you step inside the house, the ghosts will follow you back to your own home or to wherever, So this kind of, you are never, until such time as they're exorcised, you're not rid of them. Resolute Jones says, online ads are extremely targeted. If you don't watch family and kids stuff, you don't get ads for stuff like Haunted Mansion. I interact with a lot of cartoon stuff, so I get a big dose of ads for it. Well, yeah, it's another thing too, that you're going to get the ad specific type stuff. But yeah, so it basically jumps off from there, and then you get this. So one thing I did want to ask Bill about Jared Leto's character, this Hatbox Ghost. How close is his backstory to the source material, so to speak?
Well, I never knew much about the Hat Ghost. Just that he's a fan favorite for the people who go enjoy the ride at the park or the parks. So and for Jared Leto, who's an unliked actor or not very well liked anyway, you couldn't really tell it was him until they until in certain scene where they give him his flesh back.
You see him in his non-beheaded human form. Yeah. But it is an interesting backstory that they give him. This kid who was raised as part of society, and he's of this, part of this, kind of high society. He is kind of tossed out of his home by his, I guess, stepfather, and kind of vows his revenge against these people who have shunned him, and it's pretty. It's almost a movie in itself, It's almost like this. They give him almost like this Sweeney Todd type backstory. It's kind of interesting, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you don't get a whole lot of that.
You don't get a whole lot of it, no. But I liked how they kind of conveyed that, the way that was shot. That was pretty well done, I thought. I'm actually starting to like this movie a little bit more now that we're talking about it. It is very much like a Tim Burton-esque film. I could see that. I could see like 80s or early 90s Tim Burton directing this. I don't know if you got that same hit off of it, Bill, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. It reminded me of like those early Tim Burton movies that we all liked. Ariel Ballet saying, so I guess watching porn, you're not going to get ads for Haunted Mansion. Come on, advertising people. Yeah, no.
No.
I keep a long rope tied off by my television just in case a portal opens. Always a wise move. I have myself chained to the couch right now. Ghost teams up with a giant shark to seek revenge. Awesome. Well, there is like a ghost shark movie or something like that. So why not? Kind of wish they would have had the MacGuffin hidden at the mansion where they were, instead of having to go to a different mansion. And this is something that I want to go more into, because this is kind of the major problem that I had with the movie. And hello, Rebecca Eyre, joining us from over on Bill's channel. And hello, CC, Continuum Chronicles. Rebecca's asking, have I missed anything? Yeah, a little bit, but you can always go back when we're finished and rewatch the show. So no worries. Jerem says Jared Leto is underrated. He's a pretty freaky guy off camera, but it doesn't hurt his acting. No, as an actor, I like him. He's a weird guy. He's into some stuff that, if he is into it, he should stop. But as an actor, no, I always thought he was good, and he's good here. He's not in a lot of the movie, but he makes for a good villain when he's here. Now back to Bobby's statement. This is true, and we are going into some. We are going into some slight spoilers here, because this is a movie we didn't have any problem spoiling the last movie we reviewed, but I don't think we want to spoil this one all that much. Now there is a section of the film where they have to go to another mansion for clues.
Yeah.
Because the Hatbox Ghost is after something that has been hidden within this other mansion.
Yeah, something personal.
Something personal to him. And this is the part of the movie that I think should have been cut out.
Well, and then again, if you're a park enthusiast, you'll get why they kind of put that in there. For like the ride at different parks, it's different. And when they were that scene you were just talking about, I believe is another ride at one of the other parks. It's the same layout, structural layout.
Oh,
and I only know that from viewing the parks online on YouTube, basically.
Okay.
I've only been to Disneyland, and like I said, last time I was in Disneyland was early 90s. That part was that when they go to that other mansion is, I believe, the one that's in Florida. I think.
So you have two different mansions, and you're saying this movie represented them both. Okay.
Yes. That's
then it makes a little bit more sense to me then. But yeah, not knowing that going into the movie, I felt that scene could have been left out. But now it makes a little bit more sense that it's there.
But yeah, that's why I believe they threw that in there.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, if they throw something into a Haunted Mansion movie that fans of the actual Haunted Mansion are going to recognize, I think that's perfectly fine. Just for a novice like me, I didn't understand why it was there. However, it's not, that sequence is not badly done.
No, it's not.
Because you do get this big, you do get this big piece of the puzzle, involving what the villain's motivations are. And they don't try to make him sympathetic at all. He's an evil bastard. He's a straight up murderer. And, and this is kind of a big piece, because this is also where we learn the backstory too for him. And this is also where we get the two cameos. We get Daniel Levy, and we also get Winona Ryder in that scene. You know, and anybody who has been a fan of my channel knows I am Winona Ryder's unrequited love slave, and so any movie she's in is kind of automatically elevated in my mind because she's in
that scene. There are some comical moments, like
there is.
Is this a personal belonging of such character? And it's a replica. So it's yeah. Spoiler warning. Yeah.
Is this it? No, that's replica. How about that? No, that's replica. And then she says, "Do you want to do the tour?" And because we've had the setup that he has to be this tour guide and he hates that job, and he's like, "No, all yours." So despite the fact that upon first viewing, I didn't get why we were taking this detour. It's not a badly done scene, and it actually is really funny. Ghost Shark is a 2013 American supernatural monster film directed for the Sci-Fi Television Network, of course. And Winona, yeah, it's exactly. She's dreamy. I don't care. But yeah, you're actually making me appreciate this movie a little more, Bill.
Well, like I said, this
and it wasn't a bad movie to begin with. Yeah,
fanfare to the people who really enjoy the ride at the park or the parks. There's a lot of Easter eggs in the film that if you're a fan of the rides at the parks, you'll catch on to the Easter eggs that are in this film. And that's what makes it great, because it's not only is a great, entertaining, fun movie, there's a lot of Easter eggs for the ride itself in this film. And those who have experienced the ride at the parks are the ones that are going to notice this. And like, it's like, okay, see this film before you go and ride the ride at the park or the parks, because you'll see the Easter eggs, and then watch it after, because the eggs are all there. And you'll see, like I said, my two favorite rides at Disneyland are the Haunted Mansion and the Pirates of the Caribbean. I would ride those rides effortlessly, but like I said, I don't expect to ever. I don't know if we'll ever go back to the parks again and ride the ride. But so all the Easter eggs are here in the film, if you're a fan of the ride at the parks. Carry on, lad.
No, that's it. No, that's good, because this actually kind of improves the movie in my mind. And like I said, I went into this review totally recommending the movie, but I think I'm respecting it a little bit more now. And you're kind of clarifying some things for me here that were kind of issues that I had with the movie. But like, why are we taking this detour? Because they wanted to represent the other version of the ride. And I think that's perfectly good. This is a movie that has a fan base behind it. And this is what we have been asking out of Disney. This is a movie that respects the fan base.
Exactly.
If you are a fan of the Haunted Mansion ride, apparently both of the Haunted Mansion rides, you're going to get respected in this movie. And this is what we have been asking for.
And it does it in a fun and entertaining way.
It does. But unfortunately, they buried it. And this is a movie that really needed to come out in October.
Yeah. Although, from what I'm told, ever since they do their holiday thing. They set it up for Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know. I've never, like I said, I haven't been to the parks in decades, so I wouldn't know. But I know that I hear that they set it up as Nightmare Before Christmas, and I don't know if they do that into the October season or not, or does that come after? But yeah.
All right. Well, like we said, we like this movie. Let me see. Alice saying something in the chat here. It says, I like the film, but needed more scares and more laughs. Yeah. It did. It did. And there are some there. Don't get us wrong. But could there have been more? Sure.
Yeah, the comedy within the film is kept to a bare minimum, but when the comedy hits, it's right on point in the way I viewed it. But all in all, it's a fun film for all ages. Yeah. If you're a fan of the ride at the parks, you'll find the Easter eggs and you'll enjoy this film a whole lot. And like this film's not woke, spectacular acting, spectacular cast, hands down entertaining film, and when you get, I'll tell you my rating once we get to it.
Bobby says, I hope Disney does more movies like this and less of the live action remakes of their classic animations. Yes, they need to do more movies like this.
Yeah.
So happy there was no agenda. No.
There was no agenda.
No.
Their agenda was like what I've been saying throughout this whole thing: extreme fan service for the ride at the parks. It's all here in this film, and they made an entertaining, good film fun for all ages.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to our ratings, Bill.
I easily give this a 4 out of 5 stars. It's got a 4 out of 5 for me.
Okay.
Because
go ahead.
So much fan service to the actual ride at the park. In the park, a lot of Easter eggs to to be seen when you see this film.
I'm going to bump my rating up to a 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. Based on some of what you've told me, and things that are now starting to connect together and make a little bit more sense to me. But yeah, this is a good one, folks. This is what we have been asking to see out of Disney, and with this movie, they delivered.
Well, when it's not agenda or the message driven or politics or what am I looking for? Shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're recommending this one. Let's support this one.
Film.
It's a fun film. It's a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get tired of the politics, etc. Yeah. There's none of that here. If I had any nitpicks, I think it's still a little bit too long. I think there could have been more laughs and more scares, sure. But yeah, I mean, otherwise it's a solid movie. So give it a chance. Check it out.
Yep. Enjoyable, fun film for all.
Mm-hmm.
And the CGI in it was not. It was
pretty decent.
Pretty good. Better than the Meg Trench.
Yeah.
And not overplayed. They did not overplay their hand.
Yeah.
Go see and have fun with this film. That's all I can recommend. You'll enjoy it. Take your family. Take your kids. You'll have fun for all. Then go ride the ride at the park. Look for the Easter eggs. Or if you know the ride, well, go look for all the Easter eggs from the ride in this film. Because they're there. They are there. Fun, entertaining film. Enjoyable. 4 out of 5 for me.
Indeed. And hello to Connie Cleary. Welcome back.
Like I said, I am going to go try to get Nina to go out to see this before it leaves the theater. Because I know she's going to enjoy the heck out of it.
All right. So do you have anything coming up, Bill?
Nothing yet, but stay tuned. I've still got to clean up and repair my main PC so I can do more stuff and get back to the great karaoke streams and the westerns. Hopefully that won't take me too long.
And hello to Lester San Jose.
Hello, Lester. Good to see you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. All right. So check out the previous video that we shot before this one for Meg 2. I have my most recent episode of Unscripted. Please check that out. and check out The Other Side of Midnight, where I interviewed Das Wolfen. And I am going to be appearing later on tonight at 9:30 over on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser for Toxic Tuesday. And we are going to be watching Hard Target. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I want to thank everybody who joined us in the chat. Let me scroll up so I don't miss anybody. Aerial Ballet, Resolute Jern, Bobby Wold, Big Al Presents, Euler Greg, Rebecca Air, Continuum Chronicles, Big Al Presents, Connie Cleary, and Lester San Jose. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
If you missed any part of the show, or if you missed our previous stream earlier today, go ahead and check those out. Hit the like, share out the stream, say hello in the comments because it helps the algorithm and all that good stuff.
Yes.
If you are new to my channel or to Bill's, please feel free to subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications. All right.
Really make those comments. That we love to read your comments, and so does the algorithm.
You know, what did you think of the film? Like it? Didn't like it? Anything that you would like to suggest for us to review, or any suggestions of older films that maybe we might have missed? Let us know. All right. Any final words before we close it out, Bill?
Nope. Just have fun with this one. It's a very enjoyable film. Mm-hmm. Fun for all.
Yeah, check it out. It's a good one. All righty. From HQ and from our second home office in Arizona, take care. Stay strong, because this is how we win. And hello to Lady Mist and the Common Nerd.
Be excellent to each other and party on, but not too hard. Thank you.